All right, here we are, the Make It Happen podcast with Joel Rodriguez-Tirado, and my name is Jon Robert Quinn, the producer, and, it's been a little while since you came to record, my friend.
Yes, I did. Thank you for having me back. Or let me say, you kind of put a gun to my head. You're like, we got to do this.
No,
definitely.
It's time, my friend. There's a lot happening going into 2026, and it's going to be a really good year. You know, 2025 was a good year, but it was a very challenging year. It was a very challenging year, but it was a very good year. It was a very prosperous year. But there were moments where you're like, "Ooh, geez! Like, what move do we make? What direction do we take?" There was a lot of emotional distress in your life that you had to overcome. But in January, you came to me with to work with the magazine, and it was kind of like you jumped in with both feet with your business, and here we are closing out the year, and look at how far you've come.
Yeah, it's been a big growth. A lot of learning experiences, and you just got to keep moving forward. Take the coaching and the mentorship that you're getting with stride. Move away from the constant saying of, let's say, you have to, and turn it into this is what we got to do as leaders too, just to keep pushing other people as well, and being seen in the light of, let's say, a person that can elevate others. An elevator.
Mm-hmm. It has its ups and downs.
Yep.
You know what? Do you know what Darth Vader's wife's name was?
No.
Elevator.
All
right. So let's talk about 2025. We're going to be talking about leadership today. And but I think what I really want to touch on is the steps that you took this year to really grow your business, excel that business, and what it really takes if you want to make it in this industry. Let's talk about that, because you're bringing people on with Primerica. You're bringing people on. And I think there's a false sense of expectation in any small business owner or entrepreneur or somebody who's striving. They think it's going to be easy.
That is correct.
And it's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing easy about it.
And if it comes easy, the harder it falls.
Or it just never goes.
Never goes anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things have been hard. And this is one of the things that I took in time that I needed to change certain things in the way we handle ourselves with the new generation, and going away from it's like some people say, we need training. No, we don't need training. How about we change that and we make it into we need coaching? How about if we turn it into
we need motivation?
Yeah, let's serve into leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not use our titles. A lot of people use this.
Mm-hmm.
They think because they become managers or VPs or anything like that they automatically become leaders.
Mm-hmm.
No, everybody's a leader in general. To me, every time I look at somebody, I talk to somebody, I try to see the positive in that person, who they are, what they are. This person can be a leader, but a lot of the people don't believe in themselves because they haven't been coached correctly.
Well, the other side of it is you have a guy that comes in here that says that I'm not a leader. Bull, do you have kids?
Mm-hmm. You see?
Do you have nephews, nieces, and nephews? I mean, what do you tell your parents when your parents call you and say there's a scammer? And you're like, Mom, it's a scammer.
Leadership starts at home. And that's one of the big issues right now that we're having in my industry. Everybody wants to do the business.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can have let's say, case in point, we were having an interview with somebody. And throughout the whole informational that I was giving them, I kept saying, this is hard. This is not easy. The beginning is hard. Just like any new job you've never done before, it's going to be learning experiences. Who's going to be your coach? Who's going to be your mentor? Who am I going to follow so I can better lead and be able to be successful in this? And then towards the end, it's like, man, that seems hard. And I go, well, I think that's the same thing I've been saying since the interview started.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and they'll jump in, gun blazings, and then the next 2 3 days later they'll call you. I don't think I can do this. It's a matter of, because we don't have any type of leadership.
I
And
think that people get into this business because they're chasing money, and
Exactly.
most small business owners are jumping into whatever it is because they're chasing money, and you have to jump in because you're chasing a reason or a why, right? Why did you get into this business? Why do I do what I do? My God, dude, I could work a month and not make any money. I could work a year and lose money.
lose money.
Right? So why do I keep going after all these years? Because there's a why. There's something bigger than me that I'm after. I don't know what that is. I'll sit there, like last night I spent 4 hours on ChatGPT just trying to figure out who in the world I am. Who am I? Why am I doing this? Why am I working so hard? Am I actually making progress? You'd be surprised what comes back on ChatGPT, because it's pulling the psychology, and it teaches you so much. And
It helps analyze some of your thoughts to kind of finesse and compress them down into one solid. This is who you are,
mhm.
right? And that's one part I love about ChatGPT, is just being able to correct those mental situations that we go by.
Maybe you should make part of your training, part of your coaching sessions when you're bringing people on. Maybe it should be something of, I require you to spend an hour with ChatGPT and ask the questions: why am I doing this? Why should I get into this business? And that was actually one of the reasons why I created Opera AI, the adaptive intelligence, is because all it does is respond with a question. It forces you to think through your stuff, right? You ask it a question, it responds with a question, and then you answer the question, and then it responds with another question.
Which,
then
by
you
the
ans-
way, Opera,
Opera, AWEPRA.
it's amazing, man.
Isn't it wild what we
Yeah,
built?
it's
It's crazy.
amazing.
It's
I was
incredible.
using it the other day.
It's actually a functioning product.
It
It's a
works
product
just like
yeah.
just like a regular browser,
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
the AI integration. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very proud of you,
It's
man.
yeah. Keep going. But the point is, I think that there could be something very powerful in having, in having these prospects sit there and talk to AI about why they're thinking about joining this, and determine whether or not it's a good decision for them.
Yeah, I mean, people are turning down the business where, let's put it in point. We're giving you a license, right?
Dude, you don't have to explain it to me,
And
man. I deal with it all day long with the magazine.
we have so many people that are willing to just go to school. I've met over the
know.
past 2 months. I've
know.
met at least 10 people that have graduated. Amazing people, great GPAs, great everything. They have their diplomas. They are not doing anything
I know.
that they studied.
I know.
They went to school for.
I know.
And then, so what I do at the same time now is I try to see where these people want to go in life. What is your main plan? So I do ask in there. I throw, can you give me your future plans? 3 to 5 year plan. Where do you see yourself going? How hard are you willing to work on yourself, so that way, instead of you working for the job, the work works for you?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, they only have a 1 month plan.
Okay, so how do we reverse that, or how do we switch that to getting more people motivated, interested, and more successful when they come on board? How do we fix that?
Just being positive from the very beginning, and making sure that you don't sound like you're a trainer. You got to sound like a mentor. You got to be a coach,
Mhm.
right? Allow them to see the positive view of, what can this person do for me if they were in my life, right? And if they can see, wow, this person can help elevate me.
Mm-hmm.
If I can follow his lead or implement some of his mental thinking, this person has grown to this level because he's done the right things.
What about the people that are just coming on board that are still, most small business owners, we see it every day, even with people that have been doing it for 5 years, they're still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're still
It's
waiting for this grand opportunity that's going to make them rich. Then they're completely
That's
out.
exactly what I was just gonna say. They're waiting for the opportunity. They're waiting for the business or the work to take off by itself, and it starts with you. Um, if you don't brand it, and if you don't brand yourself in that way and matter, it's not gonna matter at all.
Mhm.
I've seen businesses, where guy just for years, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Next thing you know,
We do it all the time. Frank and I talk about it all the time. You know what's actually really funny is this, Frank Frank is 73 years old. He's been around the block. Okay.
he's young.
He's been around the block. He used to run Good Guys stores. You remember Good Guys stores? He
Yes,
used to
I do.
run Good Guys stores, and then he built his own mortgage brokerage. He had like 100 loan officers under him, and I mean the guy's no dummy. Okay, so he's retired now. He works with us with the magazine, and he for the last 11 years that I've known him, he's he hears the stories about situations that I deal with some of these small business owners, and he'll always like give me advice. Well, what you should have done was this, what you should have done was that. Well, now he's in the driver's seat. Now he's sitting there dealing with these people, and they lie to him straight to his face, and then the invoice doesn't get paid, or they never show up to the appointment, or whatever, the stuff that you deal with every day. Yeah. And he's like, what is wrong with these people? And I'm just like, dude, I've been trying to tell you this. They're just 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's not that they're bad at what they do. It's not that they're bad people. They've got lives. They've got families. They've got obligations. It's not that they don't want to work with you. They just have a mortgage payment and kids and soccer and they need money. They don't have, all this time to deal with the entrepreneurial BS. They just have lives.
But you can fit it in.
You can fit it in.
It's called sacrifices.
Yes.
Right?
First thing I tell people, you see that television you have at home? Throw it in the garbage.
Throw it
in
out.
fact, why don't you throw it on Marketplace, sell it, get your $100, then go get your Primerica set up?
I bought me a new bookshelf. I bought me a new bookshelf and removed a whole bunch of stuff out of my office, and I said I'm gonna fill that bookshelf with books I've read. Yeah. And it looks empty right now.
Yeah.
But I'm going to continue to
that Jon
put them
Robert
in there.
Quinn has 40 books.
I think I got like 14 already. So I'm going to continue to, enhance my knowledge.
They're pretty good books.
They are. I've read a few of them so far. I haven't read them all yet. But what I can say is, there's 24 hours in a day, right? You can sleep for 6 hours. What are you doing with your other 18 hours?
Well,
start putting them down for a week and finding out, hey, this is where I got some wasted hours. People waste.
There's 1,440 minutes in a day.
People waste time like it's.
And the point is how many minutes are you wasting of that 1,440? How many minutes are you wasting scrolling or doing whatever it is that you're doing? And they call it doom scrolling for a reason. And your clock is ticking, dude.
Yeah.
Scary stuff. What are you doing in that time?
Time is running. And let me tell you something. Time goes by fast.
Yes, it does.
I mean, this year, just yesterday was New Year's.
What's interesting is I was just watching this thing on Neil Tyson deGrasse, the astrophysicist guy. And he was talking about Einstein's relativity, something or another of time. And he was explaining that, if you're traveling at the speed of light, it's something like, 40,000 years has passed on Earth, but the time is clicking at the same natural time if you're traveling. The point I'm making is we forget how fast time is moving when we're active. And then when we're not active, it seems like it's very, very slow.
Because I get asked the same question all the time.
But if you're sitting there and you're watching a show, and then you watch another show, and then you watch another show.
And then you watch another show.
You've wasted 3 hours or 4 hours of your day. You did nothing. And you're like, well, I'm relaxing. I don't own a television and I relax. I spend 3 hours talking to ChatGPT. I'm trying to figure out me and make myself better. I'm not wasting it on television. I'm getting answers to how I can take my life to the next level.
That's exactly what I do. I mean, my wife used to yell at me. She doesn't yell at me. She knows now.
She makes fun of you when I call.
Yeah, when you call. My girlfriend's calling.
Boyfriend's calling.
So I go. So
His wife does the same thing to
does
him.
the same thing.
And then my wife does the same thing to me. So it's just they were all made in the same factory, I guess.
But they mean well. And I
They mean
appreciate it.
well.
They just want our time devoted to them. My wife now knows that if she wants my attention, she has to get
Throw a
my
shoe at you?
attention. Do something, because I'm always even as I'm walking through the house or anything, I'm always listening to empowerment, coaching, mentorship regarding my business. What can I do
Okay,
better?
let me ask you something. Do you think that it's obsessive? Do you think that it's detrimental that you're focused too much on that?
No. I take certain times where if I know my time is not warranted right now, I use that time for myself. There's a lot of the things that I can do. Like case in point, I know you've called me at times, and I appreciate it when you call me. It's like, man, you work a lot.
You're quiet, dude.
Yeah, and the thing is, people ask me the same thing. I have a full-time job. It requires a lot of me. As a vice president of maintenance for a property management company, I manage about 38 properties. That's about 22,000 apartment units. And how do I do it? And then I have my business in the financial services, which is growing. Right. So I have to do those things. And then I'm also going to school and studying to get my other licenses.
And then you have a family.
And I have a family. Guess what? My family's happy. Because I know when to be there to make sure that I have that time and they see me. So
your
those are the things.
Your friends get pushed aside a little bit, which is there's nothing wrong with that.
And it's not the friends, it's the people that I understand. I still love and have love for them on the side. But I have to bring in the friends that have something going for themselves. They have a future. They have a goal. They have a vision. If I have a friend that normally wants to go to the bar, just hang out, to me, it's a waste of my time.
Steve's one of my closest friends. He's my little brother. I don't hang out with him.
Yeah,
I don't hang out with him. I talk to him regularly. We send each other messages on social media, and it's always "I love you, bro."
Yep.
He was the one that I was the first responder to motorcycle accident. I think you've met Steve, right?
Yes, I did.
So yeah, we were doing the landscaping at BBB. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Steve's a good guy, but he's a knucklehead. It is what it is. Why we called the motorcycle shop Knuckleheads, because it was all the bikers were all knuckleheads. But I don't hang out with him. Yeah. I don't have the same. We'll go to a comedy club, once every few years, but we talk regularly, and he's in the movies, and we see each other when we do the movie stuff.
And I take time, like if I find like I have my afternoon, my morning free, I'll stay home knowing that my wife is off, and I'll spend time that whole morning.
Yeah.
But I got stuff that I gotta put forward, and she's very appreciative. She understands. So my time not wasted. My time is spent on doing things. And
so, did you take the stickers off the truck yet?
Yes, I did.
I had to ask.
I did that like back in summer. I showed you.
But you still had other ones on there.
No, I still have my Eagles.
See.
I like to look at people that are Dallas Cowboy fans. No disrespect to you guys, but just kind of like. Fly, Eagles, fly. But I do. I have a thing for sports, and I love sports sometimes. And it's good to sometimes take a step back and just decompress, let your mind go.
Yeah, my wife and I, we do baseball games and concerts. That's gonna kind of become our thing.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I love those things. My wife loves baseball too. She loves baseball, so. Surprising her for Christmas with Giants Yankee tickets, because she loves the Yankees. So we're gonna next year we're gonna be seeing the Yankees play at San Francisco.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we go to the Giants Rockies games because my wife's a Giants fan and I'm a Rockies fan.
Yeah, she was like, we didn't get to go to no baseball games this year. I'm like, I got you, babe. Thank you for giving me a heads up what to get you for Christmas.
My wife sent me these earrings. She sent me a picture yesterday, or she sent me a purse and earrings on Amazon.
What did she say? Hey, do you like these?
Well, what was funny is she goes, "What do you think of this purse? How much do you think it costs?" I looked at it and I was like, what is that, a Birkin? She goes, yeah. And I was like, oh God, 6,000. She goes, 22,000. And I said, all right, well, let me find you something on Amazon. So I looked on Amazon. I found her one for $65 that looks almost the same. And I showed it to her. She goes, oh my God, it looks almost exactly the same. And I'm like, done. $65. I ain't buying you a $22,000 bag. You're high.
It's funny how they work, right? They're conniving. They're like showing you stuff, acting like they're gonna buy it, but they're not gonna buy it. They're just telling you. So now you go around. It's like, oh, my wife. She
sent me these earrings. They're beautiful. So my wife actually, she doesn't like white diamonds. She likes black diamonds. So my wife's a little goth in a sense. Mm-hmm. So she likes black diamonds, but what's nice, what's convenient is black diamonds are cheap. They're junk diamonds. She likes the junk diamond. Her engagement ring was something like, $120 or something. That was the one she wanted.
That's the one
she wanted. Right. And she swears by it. It's what's funny is that she's lost weight and it doesn't fit on her finger anymore, so she wears it around her neck on a necklace now. But no, everything she's all black diamonds, and it's the way she's always been. It's kind of funny actually when you think about it.
Well, going back to working the three issues that I have, which is my work, and business, and still studying, and how to stay humble in that time frame. It's your vision. What is your vision in between? And then making sure that you allocate your time with your family, and then also time for yourself. Take time for yourself, 30 minutes, an hour, just to kind of relax, do something that you normally don't do, or
a nap.
Oh, sorry?
I nap.
A nap.
I'm a napper.
Nap.
I'm a napper. Oh, you know that.
Right. That's right. You're a napper.
Every afternoon.
I don't know what it is with naps. I can't. They get me tired. Even 20-minute naps. You know how they say, "Oh, take a power nap."
There's no such thing as a power nap.
I'm gonna punch myself into a power nap.
No, I'll lay down around 2:00. I work, and I'm going. You know me. Yeah. I'm in it. And then about 2:00, I go okay. And then I wake up at like 4:30, and then I start my second shift because now it's family time. And then what happens when wifey's going to bed? Back to work.
I think over the course of time, I think it's I'm a different kind of breed in terms of my own person, but every person is different. And they can find who they are if they really focus in there. My wife tells me I'm a crackhead because I can go to sleep at 12:00 at night
and wake up at 4.
I
can't do that.
4:30 every single day.
No, I can't do that.
And my alarm clock's on my phone. Mm-hmm. I wake up before my alarm goes off, and she's like, "How do you do it?" Well,
it's just a different making.
It's my brain and my body is just programmed.
Yeah.
I got things I have to do.
And
my time is very important.
Without exaggerating, I have to sleep 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Or I cannot function.
For you guys listening, you guys heard it on this podcast. He has to sleep about 10 hours.
10 hours a day.
Like a woman.
Maybe.
And women say, I have to sleep 8 to 10 hours a day.
My beauty sleep.
You're beautiful.
That's why I look so
That's
good.
why you got, your beautiful glowing skin on your face.
How old are you?
46.
46. How old do I look? Do you know how old I am?
38.
I'm 42. What are you doing?
Oh my God!
I guess I look pretty good.
That's why you look pretty good. You get 10 hours sleep.
People don't believe I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. The only times I kind of sleep a little bit longer, it's on Saturdays. I get to sleep in with my wife, and she's off.
What's sleeping in for you?
Yeah, sleeping is me laying in the bed with my eyes open.
But what time do you usually get out of bed?
Around 7:30.
So here's my sleeping in. I go to bed around 2. Every night I go to bed at 2 because I work until wife goes to bed about 10, so I work another 4 hours. So I go to bed at 2. I get out of bed every morning at 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then I get to work around 10. And then I work until 2 and I take my nap. And then the weekends, I get up at 9 o'clock. Wife brings me breakfast in bed. Oh, by the way, wife makes me breakfast in bed every day. Every single day.
You're a lucky man.
Every single day.
My wife cooks for me all the time. She only cooks after she wakes up. Which, by the way, by that time I'm already almost
she's
leaving.
Not cooking before she wakes up. That would not be good.
No, that would not be good. But by that time I'm already leaving home.
So I get out of bed. I get up at about 11 o'clock. About 10 o'clock on Saturdays. She brings me breakfast, and then we'll take the dog for a walk or take the dog to the park. and then we'll go run over to the grocery store and do whatever we need to do. And we get home around 11:30 noon, and now it's nap time. So then we sleep until about 3:30, 4 o'clock, and then we get up and we eat dinner. And then I work on my stuff for a half hour, 2 hours, whatever it is. And then we go back to bed. So we sleep all weekend.
It's part of life, I think, and then we adapt.
But that's been earned.
Yeah.
That's been earned.
And very hard.
Yes, very hard. 20,
But-
what am I at? 29 years grinding, building this.
You have
this
a vision,
company.
and you've had that same vision that has been growing into something bigger
For 3
and bigger
decades now.
every
3
single
decades,
time.
dude.
But that's what's missing nowadays. For a lot of people that are going to school, going to college, and everything, I think because they don't take jobs seriously nowadays, they don't take a promotion seriously. Everybody wants to be in a title,
I think people are going to college because they don't know what they want to do.
but they're being taught things that are not pertaining to their.
That's their choice, though.
That
was their choice. They
that's
don't.
exactly what I
They
was
don't
leading
know.
to.
They don't know what they want. When we're kids, we're asked, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I want to be a fireman. Well, then go be a fireman. You want to be an astronaut? Good, then go be an astronaut. I ask small business owners. I say, "Okay, what are you passionate about? You want to start a business? What are you passionate about?" Oh my God, I don't know. What is something you've had since you were a kid that nobody can take away from you? I don't know. I'm thinking to myself, like, how have you been a servant your entire life? You don't even know who you are. That's where you have to start.
Mm-hmm.
Because no matter what happens, you're always going to be following. You have to lead. You have to figure out who you are first.
Yeah.
And see, me, I wanted to be a rock star. And first I wanted to be a policeman. That's what it was, the whole thing. But I wanted to be a rock star. And so I went in the music business. And here I am all these years later. And I've got movies and books and all the stuff that I've built. And it all still goes back to the root, which is art.
Art.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's part of the process that we take, just mentally. But how do we lead the new generation and those that are around us? And I think we just lead by being good people, being good mentors, and furnishing that love and hate relationship, while at the same time agreeing to disagree in certain things.
It just concerns me when somebody comes to you and they want to probably start wrapping this thing up. When people come to you and they want to get involved with Primerica, they want to grow their business. They want to start a business is really what they want. They want to start a business, but they're still in that with that 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and it becomes difficult. And they have to choose. I think my biggest advice is this: if you want to grow your business, you have to choose. Do you want to run your business or do you want to watch Game of Thrones? Because you're not going to watch Game of Thrones. You have to sacrifice some things. And that's where my book, The 4-Hour Workday, comes in. Because, 4-hour workday, the whole premise wasn't, you only want to work, there's the 4-Hour Work Week book that's out there from Timothy Ferriss where, make enough money that you only have to work 4 days a week. Well, no, that's not the point. You still have to work or your brain dies, right? 4 hours a day, though, is about all we really have in us in real hard work. The rest of the time, we're just getting to and from, having conversations, having meetings. But in terms of work, we have about 4 good hours in us. And so you have to decide if you're, don't miss the ballet recital. Don't, take time away from the family. You still have to do the necessaries. But that TV time, I think, is the killer. The TV time is always the killer. Get rid of the TV and you'll have plenty
TV
of time.
and music time. I can't. It just.
You don't like music.
It gets to me. I love music.
But you don't like rap music.
I'll listen to it. I like the night. I like the 90s. 90s rap music was better for me growing up in the East Coast. But the new rap, it's
so you like the East Coast rap? See, we listen to the West Coast rap out here.
It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss. But I think overall.
So on the East Coast, where they listen to Dre and Snoop and all those guys, the West Coast rappers,
we listen to everything.
Okay,
back in the days, we just told everybody don't listen to the West Coast stuff. don't give them props.
So what were you listening to over there? You were listening to Jay-Z and
JC, Nas,
yeah, listen to the East Coast rappers, and we're listening to the West Coast rappers.
Onyx.
See, it was so funny.
Wu-Tang
I grew
Clan.
up. Wu-Tang. See, we didn't listen to Wu-Tang out here. We didn't listen to Wu-Tang in California.
That's weird. I see hear a lot of people out
yeah,
here
people
listen
still
to
talk
it.
about it, but no, we didn't listen. And I tell you that we didn't listen to it because I grew up in the Bay. I grew up in Richmond. Okay, during that era, I was living in Richmond, and so my babysitters, they were all black. All my friends were black. And I remember, Chris was my best friend. Black family, and we used to drive in the. God, what did she have? She had like a Buick Regal or a Oldsmobile Cutlass or something, one of them old 80s something with the big heavy metal doors. Remember with the seat, you just push the seat forward. There was no lever or anything. You just push the seat forward. And with the velour seats and stuff. And so, we used to ride in that, a big black thing, with purple window tint. And we would just be, rolling through Richmond, going to school. Me and Chris and a couple of other kids that rode with us, and we would go to the school in the ghetto, and we would listen to listening to Snoop Dogg and Dre. That's what we listened to.
I remember when the color tints came out, everybody was putting that in their car.
Man, dude,
blue, green, the yellow.
My dream car growing up was a '64 Impala. In fact, my dream car growing up was the green Impala from Ice Cube's video. Dream car, bro. I grew up in the hood, dude.
I didn't have a dream car because I couldn't afford it, so I ended up with a Toyota 1.8.
But what's funny is in New York. See, New York has public transportation.
What is that?
Public transportation?
Yeah.
The bus, the subway.
It's public.
Yes, but you're not looking at, I have a dream car, because it's different there, though.
You still need a car here and there, but I used to ride around in a Toyota 1.8.
Little Corolla, Tercel?
It's a Toyota Corolla 1.8. It was a two-door.
Uh-huh.
It had back seats, but you barely fit in it.
Uh-huh.
I remember one time.
My dad drove a 1990 Toyota Tercel, the little red hatchback.
We got pulled over by a police officer in New Jersey, and we get in there, and he gets to the door, looks in, and it's like, okay, get out of the car, and you got like 6 people coming out of that car, and only 2 fit in there, and the police officer goes, you guys all fit in there? It's like, yeah, everybody was sitting on top of each other. We were going to a party. He goes, unfortunately, you guys are not gonna make it to the party. I was like, well, what do you mean? It's like, well, I'm taking the car. Oh, so then we'll just hop on a bus or something, public transportation, and we get to the party. But yeah, they took my car.
That's so funny.
I never got it back.
Tags?
No, I was just not gonna pay the amount they wanted to get the car out. I was like, the car's worth like $800, and you want $1,200?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
I'll just go buy another car.
Yeah.
That's so funny, man. That's funny. Well, so I think the consensus in this whole thing is if you want something, you have to go after it. If you want it, you just have to do it. Just don't waste people's time. If you want to make it in this business, in any business, you just have to do what it takes.
Yeah. Allow yourself to be vulnerable at times and learn from those around you. Don't diminish your capacity to be great, and see the positive in yourself to keep moving forward. And if you want to start to be successful or become somebody, sit down, create a plan with a vision, and then have that vision have a goal. And when you do that, trust me, you're going to see the changes over the course of the first year, the second year. Just like in most business. Not every business, when you open up a business, is successful right away. But over the course of time,
I was going to say, unless I build it, then I was thinking of all the businesses I failed over the years, and I'm like, all right, I won't respond.
If you stand,
man, I've killed a lot of businesses, bro.
But you know what? You did that because you had visions, you had goals.
Yeah.
But if you do that over the course of times, you're gonna create a.
Here's the other thing, though, that we should probably touch on. Actually, is you're gonna fail. It just is what it is, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna fail.
That's okay.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. It's okay.
A learning situation.
It's the way it's supposed to be. You have to fail.
Situation.
And then you have to decide, okay, do I want to continue? Because you're going to fail again. And then do you want to continue? Because you're going to fail again. It's okay.
They say, what was it? This actually happened just the other day. We were at a property where they had a water intrusion, right? And something happened where they got some supplier to come in. They didn't do their due diligence. Guys in there just doing the wrong thing. I'm not gonna mention it on here, but I get in, the maintenance supervisor's upset, manager's upset. I'm like, why are you guys upset? Right? I mean, all you both have the ability to change things,
Uh-huh.
to say no, we're not gonna do that, we're gonna do that.
Mhm.
Why is your first issue is go into angership, right?
Mhm.
And let that angriness just cloud your mind, and now you're not doing nothing positive.
Mhm.
And they asked me, Joel, you always takes everybody's side. I said, no, I see the good in everything.
Mhm.
In terms is I gotta see the good in everything, because they're all learning situations. When you take it in that way, then you're able to take it in and say, what can I do to change this? And now you're turning that into a positive. Hey, we messed up here, well, we can change it. This is how we change
We
it.
had Frank here the other day, and he was. We had an appointment, really important appointment with the CEO of a big company, and the lady was a no-show. We're sitting here to record. The lady's a no-show, and Frank gets into his email, and he goes, "Oh, she emailed an hour ago, said she wasn't going to be able to make it." Now, the first thing, of course, I was upset with Frank. The second, I was more upset with the lady. Now, most people, especially when you're, we had to have everything here. We scheduled the appointment. We had the studio. We had to book the studio. There's a whole process. Kind of pisses you off.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have taken it out on Frank. I did, and I was just quiet. I was sitting over here, and I was just, and I was like, the first thing is I understand that you didn't see the email. You need to stay on top of your email. You should have known, right? Second thing is the email should have never happened, right? Meaning she should have contacted us yesterday or the day before. An hour before, I mean, come on, an hour before
Yeah.
showtime, and you're sending us an email. And so, yeah, I was a little upset with Frank, really upset with the lady. Will not work with her. That's fine.
Yeah.
We're not going to work with her. But the point is that you have to be active instead of reactive, right? And I think that's what you're saying is you can look at the whole situation and say, I could fly off the handle and get all pissed off. That's not a leader.
No.
You sit back and you look at the situation and you go, okay, what could we have done differently? And I asked Frank, how could we have made this situation different? Stay on top of the email. Okay, then we wouldn't have driven down to the studio. We could have gotten lunch, and we still would have been pissed at the lady.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't have been standing here, sitting on our hands going, okay, where's she at? Frank dropped the ball on that fact. But again, the email should have never happened. She should have been here. So, but yeah, it's a very similar situation.
The main point out of it is after I got there and I was able to talk with everybody, get everything involved, the people that were upset, which was the maintenance supervisor and the manager, one thing that they had in common was communication. So why is that gentleman doing this when you needed to do this? So where did he miss that? So after talking to the gentleman, that's exactly what happened. He was instructed to do something.
And that's why you're the VP and not a supervisor.
And you guys are upset because he's doing it.
Yeah.
And I just checked his phone records. I just checked his email. This is what you guys talked about. Oh yeah, but when we came in here, we showed him the areas. I said, I know, but did you guys realize you guys were talking to his manager, right? And then he comes in here. You're telling him to do something else. His manager's telling him to do something that you refer to.
Yeah.
So you guys have to sometime realign those things with purpose and say, okay, where the communication went wrong. And then they were like, oh, man, we did tell him that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and the same thing goes with every single one of these entrepreneurs or business owners that want to come in here and they want to join Primerica and they want to build their business. It really is all about communication.
It is.
And,
it is. And it's a great opportunity that we offer. You can start it part-time, work your way into it. I think Primerica is doing great leadership for a lot of people that are looking to start a business for themselves, learning the entrepreneurship way, and at the same time, hold yourself accountable. Can I do this? Can I talk to people? And then the caring factor, being able to provide, not just because a lot of people think that we do it because we want the money. Money's great. Money's good. But money's great and good if you make it work for you. When you're working for it, it's hard. And
Let's talk about money for a minute. God, this is going long, and I don't want to make this any much longer. But money isn't everything. Money, yeah, okay. So you can buy more crap that people are going to fight over when you die. But the point is it actually improving your quality of life? And that's the most important part. You have to do something to improve your quality of life. If you're trying to buy the Bentley, that's not improving your quality of life. People think the Bentley's going to. You just opened up a whole new bag of problems. Yeah. Maybe you keep the car that you're driving, but pay it off.
You've asked me that question many times.
Yeah.
I've told you I'm never getting rid of my truck.
Yeah. I just bought that Buick. Dude, I love this freaking car. How many times have I said this now?
That's a big one. Big horsepower, everything. I saw you take off when we were over in Monterey. Man. Those kids were very impressed.
That 3-cylinder.
Yeah, 3-cylinder.
You know what's funny about that?
You know what was really funny? When you stepped on the gas, we were still in the same spot.
Well, I had it neutral. Oh, man. You know what's actually funny about the 3-cylinder, though, is people keep bagging on that 3-cylinder. So, the Broncos are all 3-cylinders.
Yeah.
The new Broncos.
Yeah.
And the Toyota GR, the little race car that they're building, it's 283 horsepower. It's a 3-cylinder. They're pumping 100 horsepower per cylinder.
They probably packed a turbo in
turbo
there.
On turbo.
This super fast car. And then
283 horsepower, though, dude.
That's insane.
That's nuts. They're pulling out of 3-cylinders now. So the argument is, it's just a 3-cylinder, dude. 3-cylinders doing way more than they used to do.
It drove really good, man.
It's a wonderful car,
dude. It's a nice car, yeah. Nice and quiet, too.
And $35 for a half a tank of gas.
Can't beat that.
No. All right. Hey, thank you guys so much for listening. What's this show called? Make It Happen.
Make It Happen.
Make It Happen podcast with Joel Rodriguez-Tirado. Yeah.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you. If you're listening or you need more information, feel free to give me a call at 702-927-2714.
Website?
Website is mih-firm.com.
mih-firm.com. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.